Gypsy Rose Blanchard's half-sister, Mia Blanchard, who they share a father, Rod Blanchard, just decided to copy her sister and get a nose job, a rhinoplasty. And Gypsy has this to say: "I'm so happy for you, sis. Heart, heart, heart."
Girl, don't do it. It's not worth it.
Wow.
I'm not gonna do it, girl. I'm just thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. I did it.
Now, I am all for grown women and men, consenting adults, doing plastic surgery, cosmetic procedures, if that's what they choose. But here, this is a perfect example of how the life money of Dee Dee Blanchard, the life sentence of Nicholas Godejohn, and the of his mother, Stephanie Goldammer, how this money is funding not only Gypsy, but now her family. They are changing the best and most defining feature that they have inherited genetically from their dad. And now their dad, Rod, is actually a very good looking guy. I didn't think that Mia's nose needed a rhinoplasty, but that's my own personal opinion. I am 56% French and I am 44% Scottish. And I don't have a perfect feminine nose, but I absolutely love my nose. It is the best part of me. I have a more bulbous type of tip, and my nose has a slight bump here. And that's because at 14 years old, I was punched in the face by a 17-year-old boy and I had my nose broken. And I have never opted to have any kind of surgery, even though I have a very severe deviated septum and I suffer severe sinus issues and chronic stuff here. So I myself would never even opt to have that fixed, let alone to aesthetically try to change that. And I'm not against plastic surgery. I had a breast lift and a reduction done over 4 years ago. And I'm telling you what, I'm absolutely thrilled and happy with it because my teeth are some of the best looking ones I've ever seen. And so I definitely am not one to say absolutely no to cosmetic procedures at all. I don't like how Hollywood is trying to completely change women's views and standards. In fact, all these women are starting to look the same, especially with the Botox and the filler and the really horribly done, overly bright white veneers, which are so strange when you look at people. But from other cultures, from other places in the world, they look at that and they think, what? That's just so crazy looking. I'm not the type of person that's going to sit here and criticize anybody who wants to do anything for themselves cosmetically, procedurally. And if they're paying for it out of their own pocket or they're getting financed for it and they're the ones covering it. But we all know that Mia Blanchard is getting paid for being a part of the Lifetime show. And so this essentially is her family. They're all getting money from this. And that to me is just another gross display of we're just going to rub it in your faces. And we're just going to keep continuously doing this because nobody would care or know who they were if it wasn't for Gypsy's crime. And that is the terrible thing. Nobody is thinking about the victims because one is deceased, another is in prison for the rest of his. So there is not people speaking the truth, the facts of what is actually happened here. So to me, I hope that you recover really well. I hope that your nose ends up healing the way that you wanted it to or expect it to. And I really hope that you take really good care of yourself. I'm not against this in any kind of way, but I think it's kind of sad in one hand because this is probably being funded from, and two, I think that your dad, Rod, is a very handsome, good-looking guy, and his nose is one of the best parts of his face. It makes his face his face. And so, me personally, I like people's different noses. I like the way it defines your unique facial features, and I love that uniqueness. I think that's what's beautiful. I think that's what makes people attractive. physically, I think that's what makes you stand out. And Mia was, I mean, you can even see here in this picture, she has a very nice nose. To me, there was no reason for her to even undergo this type of surgery. But of course, that's her adult choice to go ahead and make that. But the fact that Gypsy is over here encouraging and enabling that, you know, she largely probably did her nose because she's seen that her sister, half sister, has done her nose. And that's probably what started her looking in the mirror and thinking, well, maybe I should get mine done because I kind of have the same nose. And if you look here, this is Mia, this is Gypsy, and this is Nicolette. These are all Rod Blanchard's daughters. And if you look, they all have his nose. And I wouldn't even go and say that either one of them have a nose that's worse than the other, but that is a very defining feature. You can tell that they're related because they each inherited that from their father. And it's so sad because now that's going to be gone. And I really hope that Nicolette doesn't go and get hers done because, I mean, I think she has a beautiful face. I think that her nose fits her. And a lot of people, of course, being self-conscious and looking in the mirror, being on camera, of course, they're going to start thinking about those things constantly. And to me, it's just, oh my God, really? Like your face, your nose. Like I wouldn't mess around with that. I think aging is beautiful. I think people are beautiful. That uniqueness is beautiful. When you start to get veneers and Botox and filler and rhinoplasties and BBLs and breast augmentations and all of these things, you start to genetically all look like this weird version of what some Caucasian woman thought people in Hollywood should appear to look like, but it always starts to backfire. And I don't even have to get into that. I don't even have to show people pictures of examples of that. But look at Rod's other daughter, Nicolette. Absolutely stunning, beautiful woman. Her nose is beautiful. It fits her face. It brings her whole features together. It's the same thing with mine. I don't have a very feminine nose, but it's me. It's a part of who I am. And I'm beautiful. And I love my nose. The fact that I inherited both my mom and my father's noses. Like, it's just who I am. And when I look in the mirror, I'm proud of that. I love that. I wish other people could be that self-accepting and confident in their own bodies and with their own features, because it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm actually one to warn people against it and to really weigh the pros and cons, especially when it comes to the face. And the reason why is because it is so desensitized in the media and social media and with creators and influencers now that are being paid a higher bracket of money from their socials and from ad revenue, that it's okay to just go get Botox. It's okay to get a little bit of lip filler. It's okay to get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of fat dissolver without really looking into what it is you are injecting long-term into your body, into your face. And a rhinoplasty, of course, is not as simple as that. They actually have to surgically go in there and break the cartilage in your nose. And I just think that there's so many botched horror stories. There's an entire TV show about nothing but bad rhinoplasties. It doesn't always heal right for everybody. And I'm praying that that does not happen to Mia. However, I really hope that Nicolette is not the next one to go get her nose done, because I think that, honestly, aesthetically, all three of them, their noses, I mean, yeah, Gypsy had a bigger bridge, but I don't think that that's a bad thing. I really don't. And that may just be me, but I find it crazy that they're now trying to compete with each other, and they're using blood money to pay for these and fund these procedures. And now they're trying to aesthetically look better on camera and in social media. And that's sad. That's heartbreaking, because I feel like I'm isolated and I stand alone against the world when I say that aging is beautiful. Your face is beautiful. You don't need to mess with it. You don't need to do cosmetic procedures. We need to be accepting of people, how they look and how they are. That is a wonderful thing. These cookie cutter, weird Caucasian blonde hair, overly plastically done women are just becoming a dime a dozen now.